There we go. Maybe I need to have it angled a certain way. I don't know, but we are on. Hello, this is Melissa Shaw with Our Generation, where we educate, empower, and inspire. I am so excited about my guest. You all don't know, like, seeing her last year, and I didn't realize it had been almost a year, so I cannot wait to we to hear the update, because I don't even know what the update is, but I know she's doing some things, and she's in Walmart now, so that's doing some big shit. So anyway, welcome to my show, and wanted to mention a couple things before we get started. I was just recently at a credit workshop these past 2 days, and I literally learned so much. Like, my head is just it's about to explode. But it's a lot of good information. So I'm gonna be doing a Zoom tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, to go over some of the things that I think sometimes business owners miss in the process. And we've had that conversation before. And because there's so much, we get so much information. So what I want to do is take what I learned and break it into baby steps and just really steppable. So, like, step one, do this. This is the website you go to. Yeah. I'm actually going to even do a workshop next month, where I'm going to have people bring their laptops, and we're going to do this together, because sometimes when you're at events and you leave the event, you don't apply anything. Yeah. Because you leave, it's time for me to get back to work. Right. So that's what you focus on. So it's hard to implement a lot of that stuff. So I want to be able to have the workshop where we can implement that then. May not be able to finish all of it, but at least get it started to where you have something that you can go back to and kind of keep up with. So I'm excited about that workshop. A lot's going on. The She event was amazing. I didn't even get to talk about that last week. You was at the last one, but you didn't get to go to this one. But it was an amazing event. I was able to have my little podcast set up. Okay. So I interviewed some people. It was a dope experience, because I had never been and like actually be in this space, showing my podcast. Yeah. Like, it was really a good experience. Got to meet some people. And whenever you're in different spaces, it teaches you. Okay, maybe I need to do this. I need to bring this, and don't do that. So I encourage people, even though if you don't think you have everything together, still go, still do it, because you're going to learn as you're there what maybe you didn't think of that you should have brought, or you didn't need something that you maybe paid for. Like, you thought maybe you needed all this swag, but you could have saved that money on product. Right. So being able to kind of know, and just those learning experiences. So I was very thankful. My whole weekend was packed. Like, I had the She event, then my friend Janessa the Messenger, she had a Heal Indie event, which was dope, that evening. And then the next day, my friend Sky, she had an event where she brought Londrell, this big meditation yoga guy, in.
I think I've seen that on social media, yeah.
That, when I tell you, people was in there crying, like, it was such an experience, because we don't ever have spaces like that where we can just be still and release. Yeah. Especially being business owners, because we're business owners, we're parents. Like, it's just everything that we have to do. There's never that moment where we can just be still. So the ability to be able to do that, and then just really focus on your breathing, like, it's so important. Yeah. So it was that whole weekend. I was exhausted, but I was like, have you ever been tired but not tired? Like, I was tired, but I wasn't to the point to where I was just like mentally drained. Yeah. I felt like my cup was full. Yeah. I was tired, but I still had a full cup. Yeah. And that's not an experience I normally have. So it was really dope to feel that. But enough about that. So my girl, Boomi Hair Care, and she got her shirt on. So please tell my OGs, tell the world, where have you been? What have you been doing since the last episode?
Since the last episode, I have worked on a lot. I have dropped, after the rebrand, I took 14 products, got rid of those, rebranded into 3. So I have Rose Gold shampoo, conditioner, and hemp seed hair butter at Walmart, on the Walmart platform, www.walmart.com. And I have kind of expanded on manufacturing as well. So manufacturing, wholesale, and private labeling, in which I was doing back in 2019. And behind closed doors, it kind of like blew up. and I had to figure out how to separate the hair care line, which is Boomi Hair Cosmetics, and I made the manufacturing, wholesale, and private labeling part into Naturel. So that's gonna drop at the end of the year.
Yay!
So yeah, that's where I help other entrepreneurs, beauty enthusiasts, to kind of build a hair care line or expand their existing one. So I make all type of shampoos, conditioners, leave-in conditioners, hair masks, styling products, and even some specialty products that's not on the market that they can pick up and add to their line as well.
I love that.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much what, and then other than like the entrepreneurial journey and like the lessons that I'm learning, just like being back home. Like I said, from the last time that I was here, I was newly home, and now I'm back home after 7 years and like just learning indie again.
Yeah.
Like the atmosphere, the
Because you came
entrepreneurial
from, you
part
was
and
in Atlanta, right? Yeah, it's very different here.
very different, and I got kind of used to that. And then coming back home, it's been like just learning so much. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so different. It's so different. The hospitality is different. Everything's different, and I kind of want to bring that hospitality here.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
So I'm kind of working on that. And I talked to you about that. I wanted to bring something or create something for entrepreneurs to like kind of feel safe. I came home and I heard a lot about like the Mean Girl conferences and luncheons and stuff like that, and I kind of want to like change that dynamic.
Absolutely. And I feel like there's an opportunity to do that. Sorry, I be getting nervous, make sure my mic is on, because one time it was off. So halfway through, I'm just like, let me just check, because
entrepreneurial for you.
I know I
That's
cannot,
the journey.
girl, all the time.
For
That's
real.
what happens when you do not have a team.
Right.
To be like mic check and all that. No, I'm still doing this by myself because I haven't gotten to that level. But I'm okay with that. I'll work through it.
It takes time. And people think that, since I'm making these moves, that I should be at that level. It is a process, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, it's a process. I hope everybody knows that. Like, when you get into it, you definitely get to learn that.
Yeah.
So I would just say keep working.
So
it's gonna come that time.
So you talk about you rebranded, and I know I talk about you rebranding 5 times because I feel like that is so important. Because and we on the last show we talked about how sometimes even rebranding the second time, you're probably like, maybe people aren't going to take me serious. They may think I don't know what I'm doing, because you actually scientifically create your product.
Yeah.
You manufacture and do all that, and so
from scratch.
Yeah. So that's huge.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work, and people don't know that. But another thing, I'm a big nerd, research guru. Big things like bigger companies that we go to every day, they don't know that they didn't start out as them names. Like when they first got their their registration with the state that they're registered in, like they changed for them to become Walmart, for them to become these different places, and people don't know that. So it's like, I mean, do your research. That's why I tell everybody to do your research, because you may be feeling like, oh, I don't want to rebrand, because like you said, a lot of people do get to saying like, they may not know what they're doing, but maybe they do. Maybe they're onto something. So if you feel like you need to rebrand.
Yeah.
I did.
And you have to curate, and you have to learn, and you have to change. You have to evolve. Like that's part of the business. Nothing stays the same in anything. But for you to have done that, and then you are able to now be. When did you first launch in Walmart?
May the 22nd of this year. And
how long did that process take?
Oh my God, over a year.
Okay.
Over a year. Like, I was getting so many DMs like, where are you? Where's Boomi? And I'm like tight-lipped about everything. Like everybody in my circle knows, like, if you don't hear me saying much, something's coming. So it took over a year to like rebrand and just figure out, okay, what shampoo am I gonna go with? What products period am I gonna go with? And honestly, in my journey, I've always had a love for hair, but I would literally say God is like choosing me to do like this. And I know it could be cliche of when people say that, but like I'm serious. Like he kind of pulled me like, hey, here you go, putting it in my face. So I kind of like take my time. I don't rush things, and I just kind of listen to what he's telling me to do. And sometimes I don't want to do those things. I
Mm.
mean, a lot of things people have probably seen me do within the 6 years that I've been launched. Period. Like a lot of things were God. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, that just comes with it. Like putting him first, and I know he's just, choosing me to do something for a bigger purpose. So I'm
Yeah.
here to see what that real purpose is, and I know
Yeah.
it's bigger than me. So.
And I tell people all the time that, we have a vision, or we have
Mhm.
what we think it
Right.
is supposed to be.
That is a real thing.
But
Mhm.
no, he be having other ideas, and sometimes we have to get out of our own way in order for that
Yeah.
to happen. And we want to rush, so we're because we're in a microwave society.
Right.
We want to do things like this,
Mhm.
but it can't, and it gets frustrating,
Yeah.
and you want to
That's true.
quit because it's not happening as fast as you
Mhm.
want it to. There's those times when you're not making any money, and
Mhm.
you're
And
like,
people don't talk about that.
no, like I said, told my friend the other day, I was like, yeah, I've been busy this whole month,
Mhm.
but I ain't made much money. He was
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? I said, because whatever industry you're in,
Mhm.
it's a lot about relationships.
Yep. It is.
And once you get those relationships and cultivate them, that's when the money starts coming in, because
Mhm.
you got to build people's trust.
Yep. Yep. That's true. And another thing about that, just to add on,
Mm-hmm.
like I have a really big circle, right? Really big family. But even outside of them, like I started rubbing elbows in Atlanta, I started rubbing elbows in other places, and that's when I really seen my dream like kind of take off. And
Mm-hmm.
that's very true. Like people have to rub elbows elsewhere,
Yes.
I mean, because that's where it's at.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely. So, what can you think of? Maybe a struggle that you had and how you was able to overcome it.
let's see.
Does anyone stand out?
um, I would just say, without giving too much detail, because
Yeah.
this is something that I'm still kind of going through now.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll just be very vague. So
Yeah.
I'll just
Absolutely.
say I was really wanting to do one thing. So we'll just say the name of Natural. It has something to do with Natural, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But just say the name of Natural. I wanted to go with this, but like I said, I'm the type of person I pray about it first,
Mm-hmm.
and God is telling me to go with this, but I really want to go with this. Like honestly, I take my time. Like I said, I take my time. I pray through it. And even when you still feel like you don't have those answers, listen to your gut.
Yes.
Because 9 times out of 10, you have ignored it 10
Yes.
times. And it's telling
Girl.
you what to do.
Every time.
It's telling you
Every
what to do. And you
time.
be like, no, I'm going to go do this. No, I'm going to go do this. No, I'm going to go do this. But when you go right back to that very first thing, and
Yeah.
that's what God is telling you to do. It's about that intuition. Like
No,
just
for
pay
real.
attention to your
That
intuition.
is God. Is
Hmm.
talking to you. It's like,
That was a hard lesson for me. So
yeah.
seriously.
I still learn it every time. I posted something on Facebook a couple weeks ago,
Hmm.
where like the universe or God's looking down on you and like you ain't learned your lesson yet.
Right.
Like
Like I keep telling you what to
1,000,
do.
like this is 100,000 times
For
that I done
real.
told you,
That is a
and you didn't
real thing
listen.
for me. Where I'm like, no, maybe he's telling me to do this too because I got this thought.
Right.
It's like, no, no, go with that first thing. Like,
Yeah.
and that just comes with people having to trust themselves. But I know, like, the entrepreneurial journey is like, it's like that. Like,
Hmm.
you will question yourself a million times
Isn't
when the
that
answer is
crazy?
always there.
Because when people question us,
Mhm.
it pisses us off.
Mhm.
But we question ourselves on a daily basis.
Mhm.
It's like we should be our biggest cheerleader.
Yep.
We should be our biggest supporter
Yep.
and trust ourselves more than we trust anybody.
Right.
But we allow stuff
It's
and
those thoughts, and sometimes like with our journey, it's like anxiety. Like
yeah.
that's a new thing for me. Like, and it's like those thoughts, those anxious thoughts, those can get to you, and it'll kind of
Yeah.
get you off your path. But I just say I'm still learning to trust that first feeling, that
Yeah.
intuition. So that's a big thing, a big
Yeah.
struggle for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
So when you are feeling anxious, like what do you do? I know you say you pray. Is there anything else that you utilize?
Gospel music. If I'm a big music
I
guru,
love
so
music
it's just
too.
yeah. So it's like it gets me through a lot, and once I'm done with my gospel music, I might listen to something else like R&B or rap music, something that kind of speaks to that too. So I would say music, writing things down. I'm big on writing affirmations, like even when I don't want to. So like it's like
That's funny. I
I
love
hate
that.
it, you know, especially if I'm not feeling that.
Yeah, if I'm
But
not
I
in
gotta
that
push
space,
myself.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's big for me, writing and music.
So how many products do you have in Walmart?
3.
Three. Okay, and it's the. Can you name what they are?
It's the Rose Gold shampoo, Rose Gold conditioner, and hemp seed hair butter. So if you go to Walmart.com and you just simply search Boomi Hair Cosmetics, like they'll pop up. And yeah.
So when you had that moment of this is about to be in Walmart, like
Yeah.
what was your thought and experience and
I don't know, like maybe it was big to me, but I still haven't like really celebrated it. You know? Like I'm harder on myself, so it's kind of like I'm not where I want to be yet. Like people like, oh, being on Walmart.com, that's the thing. I'm blessed, I'm grateful, but I always keep that mindset of like I'm just not where I want to be.
where do you
Like, you
want to
know,
be?
I want to be in stores like Walmart on shelves, Target on shelves, the department stores on shelves like JCPenney's. You know, they have those the hair care part.
Yep.
And
Kohl's. Does
that's
Kohl's
really
have
big.
it or does?
Kohl's, yep,
Yep.
Kohl's, all of them. Like I want to be there, and not even that. Like I have like some really big plans of having my own store, but like putting a twist on it. So I have not made it to where I want to be, but I just haven't got a chance to like really celebrate that. And that's more so a me thing, you know, but
Yeah,
just being
sometimes.
hard on
Yeah,
myself.
and sometimes we don't give ourselves credit. Like
Yeah.
no, like do you realize what you
Yeah,
just did?
because I'm back in there. Like it's
Yeah,
like, oh, well, this is done, and then I'm
like
like,
check that off the
right,
list.
and I'm like, what
Next.
do I? Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I am. And my mom and my boyfriend tells me all the time, like, slow down, like you doing a lot, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm not doing enough. You know, it's always like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have moments where you thought about trying to slow down and put those times within your days or weeks where you're able to have those moments?
yeah, yeah, but just the way just the way I'm set up, it's like sometimes I feel like I got ADHD because I'm trying to focus on 10 things at once. But yeah, I do feel like, you know, it's time for me to celebrate. But I just can't get comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that. Like, I don't want to get comfortable in
And sometimes
celebrating the,
the
you know?
what you just said made me think of, sometimes I know I've recently learned this about myself that I'm afraid of success.
Yeah.
And that's like that is what? That is crazy, but it's a real thing.
It is.
Like if you celebrate, then does that mean that I'm just gonna slow down? I can't stop my momentum.
Right.
We don't know how to celebrate but keep the momentum going.
But I'm pushing everybody else like celebrate yourself, and I'm always doing that. But for myself, I can honestly say like I'm like work. So
and some people are just wired that way.
yeah.
And we need to be okay with that. Like, and as you was talking, it just hit me like, okay, well, maybe you're not the type of person that needs to be still or needs to be quiet or have those moments. You probably are okay with not doing that. Sometimes we try to put things, maybe our own reasoning onto other people, but just because it's okay, like we need that, that's just because that's how we're built.
Yeah.
Another person may not need that.
And I would never tell somebody else like, oh, just keep working. Don't, celebrate. I just put on Instagram not too long ago, like, oh, I'm going to start celebrating my small wins. It's because I'm trying to get there. Like, once I post that picture, that's my celebration. It's like, oh, let me let everybody know, and then it's more work to do. Like, because just my dreams are big. So where I'm trying to go, I don't know anyone like around me in my community, in my city, who has ever did that. So
I
it's kind of
love that.
like, in order for me to like kind of set the momentum, like I gotta kind of be that.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, and people actually look at me like this, so it's kind of it's like a weight on my shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So if someone has a product, hair care, because that's what you specialize in, and they wanted to reach out to you or connect with you because you will Is that called white label or no?
Private label.
Private label. Okay.
Yep.
So what does that process look like?
So basically, I have bases already made with scent in them. I'm thinking about opening up to where I can just make my bases and then let everybody else pick their scent that they want. But basically, I have the base. Usually, how it's been going for about 3 years since 2019. Um, I have my scent in there, and they say, "Hey, I want the clarifying shampoo, or I want to do clarifying and moisturizing shampoo and conditioner, and I want the gel and hair butter." And then basically, either most times I do the packaging for them. They say I want clear jars, clear bottles, white tops, and then I get all this stuff for them, which the bottles are included in the price. And then they get them in a minimum quantity order of 10, which I'm thinking about taking that up. So it's like a whole bunch of things that I'm trying not to say because it's like it may change. Now that I'm getting into like barcodes and GS1 prefix and stuff like that, I'm learning a little different. So I may take that up. And then once they get that, I help them with label design. If they don't have a logo, I help them create their logo.
Wow.
Behind the scenes, like a lot of entrepreneurs, I've done this for a lot, but a lot of entrepreneurs might come to me and say, "Hey, I don't have a registration," and that's like a big red flag to me. So it's like, before we even do this and you cash out on this invoice, let's get you your LLC first.
Right.
Let's get the logistics together. So I kind of take them through that. So I'm even thinking about adding that to my website, like, if you need an LLC, if you need, help getting your business email and stuff like that, because they come to me because they really don't know. So it's like, I do everything from start to finish, and I'll even be offering websites on my. Yeah.
Are you gonna build some websites?
I have a website builder.
Okay,
so
I was gonna say you're not doing. You have somebody, right?
I built my own, and I just wasn't doing it. But the person where I was just like, I was tired of being all hacks. So
for real.
I went out and I found a website builder, and he's actually going to build the websites for me. So,
nice.
Because I'm just like, I can't build everybody's.
No.
It's tedious. It takes a lot of time.
Absolutely.
And I'm not
good, because I was about to say, I know you're not about to package and label and
I've been everything in Boomi. Like, I don't have a team, so I'm still there, and I don't trust anybody just yet to, like, because I know how I want it to be, and I want everybody who shops with me, I want everything to be perfect. And if it's not how I'm gonna do it, I don't have that trust factor.
And it's important to have operations set up and policies and how to, so that to the ultimate business is when you can walk away and it still can run. That's what we all strive for.
And that's what I'm working
it's hard, but we have to implement those things. And for a business like yours, it is important for you to be hands-on because things have to be a certain way, because it's your brand. Like, if a bottle goes out and product is off by any millimeter, it makes the difference. So being able to have all of the formulation, all of that, so definitely. But also, on the flip side of that, you're gonna be 89 years old in there.
You know it, because that's the thing. Like, everybody's like, do you need a logo designer? Do you need a label? I still do all of that. So I manufacture. So I do everything from create my formulas. I do everything from creating the logos, the labels. Literally, I'm the one buying your bottles and jars for you. Like, I want to create that team. I do, but I just need some serious people.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people that do a lot of talking.
Yeah, and I've been through that. And that's why I'm still by myself, because I'm nervous to, like, let it go.
Absolutely.
And then I'm paying you for this, so
no, absolutely, it's a lot. But I think it's great that you want to offer that, because when I was at the event today that wrapped up, they was talking about a lot of people stay in that hustle side, and they don't know how to transition from a hustle to a business. And they broke it down, like, if you're in it to make immediate money, that's really a hustle. Like, business
don't get in entrepreneurship if you are looking to make a quick dollar. It's not how it goes.
No. Like, and I mean, you might make a quick dollar, but it's not gonna last. You're gonna burn out of that really quick.
You may make 100 orders one day, and then one order or no orders the next day. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
and
the
if you
game.
haven't built a business to help that be sustainable,
Yep.
then you're going to burn it out. You
Yep.
know, like having a business where those things are set up
Mhm.
helps you to have those moments when you have those times when you're like, oh crap, I didn't make any, but it's okay
Yep.
because you've already built that into your system
Yep.
that you know when
Yep.
your low times are.
Yep.
You know, but if you're just out here just hustling, which is nothing wrong with that,
Yep.
but just know that there is a big difference.
It is. It definitely is. When I got into entrepreneurship, I thought like every day was like, glitter and gold. Oh yeah. Back
No.
in 2017, that was the first time where it was like, once that hype is gone, like you still got to keep working, And I'm like not a social media person for real, so it's like for me to make content, it takes so much out of me, like.
Yeah.
But I'm learning like it has to be done. It has to be. I'm like a behind the scenes girl, but it has
I
to be
am
done.
too, and look where I'm at now.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am
yeah.
not
You're
like
doing good though.
I was like I never thought I would be doing this. I'm the behind the scenes, like I'll help you
Yeah,
get everything together, but again, God in the universe was like, you know what?
they
I
got
think we
something else
got
for
something
you.
else for you.
There you
Like this
go.
is what you need to be doing,
Yeah.
and it's still kind of help. I'm still helping people, but I'm
Mhm.
doing it on a bigger platform,
Mhm.
and it's been an amazing ride. Like,
That's
and then
good.
now I'm YouTube, and I'm just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah. Cause you're supposed to go up.
Yeah,
Like once you listen to that call, like
yeah.
he got the rest of it. You just
Yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, like what was it, a couple weeks ago? I was telling I'll call it my inner circle. Like, you know what? I was in that space,
Mhm.
and we all go through that where we're like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm about to go get a 9 to 5 so somebody can tell me what to do.
Okay, I've been there before. But
But it's like, but what was it? She was like, you know, when you're feeling like this,
mhm.
there's something on the other side,
Yep.
and not a day later, someone had called, reached out to me and said,
Mhm.
hey, I need you to offer your benefits to my
There
employees.
you
I
go.
was like, are you
Yep.
kidding me?
Yep.
And I was about to hang it
Mhm.
up
It's always when you're about to give up though.
every time.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time.
Stay in those low moments because people think like, oh, when you in those low moments, you gonna quit. But when
Yeah.
you don't quit and you keep going, like I was
Yeah.
talking about them affirmations.
Yeah.
Even when you don't feel like that, you better still speak that. You speaking
Hmm.
over your life, you speaking over your business.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
So you have I don't think you mentioned when you was talking about your product the hair butter. So
Mhm.
exactly what all do you have? I know you have 3 in Walmart,
Mhm.
but what else do you have?
So I will have a special serum coming out. So everybody loves like the growth oil that I had. Well, I wanted to make a twist on it, so I'll have like a 2-in-1 hot oil treatment versus like growth oil. So it's like 2-in-1.
Okay.
So I have that coming next, and I'm just like real. I don't really know like what else do I want this collection to just be that, or
Mhm.
if I want to keep adding to the
Mhm.
CBD cannabis oil collection.
And
I
what's
don't
the
know.
benefit of that?
Moisturizing, like ultra moisturizing, and that's the thing. Like it also helps with growth. It helps with strengthening. It helps with thickening, and people wouldn't even know because they're like, Does this get me high?" It's like, no, it does not get you high. Like they actually have like concentrated levels that I can't go over. State
Wow.
regulations and stuff like that.
Wow.
So, but it really helps with like growth. Like I said, thickening, strengthening, but like ultra moisture. Like it
Nice.
really does from the shampoo, the conditioner to the hair butter. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, cannabis, like just coming here
Mhm.
because she is like, you should meet her because everything that she has here she's formulated herself.
Yeah. Okay.
um because she's very passionate about the cannabis and the plant
Yeah.
and really learned about it. There's clients that she has that come in here that use it for fibromyalgia and just
Yeah.
different things, and
Very beneficial, and people don't even know.
they don't.
Like it's very
Like when
beneficial.
there was a point where I was coming in here at least 3 to 6 times a week,
Mhm.
and when I didn't come,
Mhm.
I could
You
tell a
could
difference.
tell. Yeah. It plays a lot with like anxiety and stuff too. Like, and
Hmm.
people don't know that whether you are putting it on your hair, on
I
your
was just
scalp.
gonna ask,
Yeah,
like,
like
so
that's
does
the
that?
thing.
Okay,
It's a thing, and it really
nice.
does help.
Yeah,
Like so.
yeah. So where do we need to watch you because you're obviously on the move?
Yes.
Yeah. So what? I know you got some things coming up
Mhm.
that you want to talk about. Don't want to talk about.
Yeah, so Natural will be dropping at the end of the year. I'm not really stuck on a date just yet because if it's not perfect, I'm not putting it out.
Yeah.
So I'll just say at the end of 2023. I also want to get together with. I also am getting together at the end of the year. I think I'm going to do a subscription box. I like to help other entrepreneurs as well. So a girl, her name of her hair care is Remedies.
Hmm.
So I want to work with her. I have another girl, Naturally Ashley. She does like natural skincare stuff. My friend Key, she's doing her business with her candles, natural candles, not the
Mm.
ones that when they burn, they like pollute the
Mhm.
air and stuff like that. So ones that I know they're doing it for a purpose. I want to get together with them before the end of the year, maybe like a Christmas subscription box or something like
I
that,
love that.
where people can order and it's like you get a test of all of our products.
I
So,
love that. That is
so yeah,
dope
thank you,
idea. Yes.
thank you. Other
And
than that,
especially to use local people. Like
yep,
we
yep,
see Just Fab
that's
does that.
really big to me.
Yeah, and who else? Fab something. There's another brand that does subscription boxes where they
Hmm.
send you stuff. Everybody
Yeah,
loves to get stuff in the mail,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
think that's dope.
So I really want to just uplift others too because
Mhm.
I talk to these ladies like they've reached out to me, I've reached out to them, and
Mhm.
like we bounce information off of each other, and I think that's big. Like I think
Absolutely.
that's really big because it's already hard enough.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And sometimes we feel like it's competition and not collaboration.
yeah, it's too much of that here, and I hate
Oh
that.
my God. Like
I
it's
hate that.
but I feel like it takes somebody as yourself that
Mhm.
says, okay, we're going to collaborate.
Mhm.
I got my even if it's 3 to 4 people, but
Yeah.
to have somebody do it and let other people see,
Yeah.
look, it was done.
Yeah.
Was it easy? No.
Yeah.
But we still worked through it. We still
Right.
had now have the end result of what that collaboration looked like.
Right.
And if people can actually see it, then they may be more likely to say, oh, okay, well, it's not what I thought it was.
Right, right. And I'm really big on that too because when I came home, I was the first one here to ever do the things that I'm doing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I seen that I was like this big competition piece, like for other people coming up, like who I've worked with, and
Mm-hmm.
trying to do the same thing I'm doing. And I help people do this every day, so I'm not, you're not my competition. Like I know what I'm doing,
Right.
but I will be their competition, and it's like I gotta shake away from that,
Yeah,
because if I
absolutely.
feed into that, it's just gonna be like it's like a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
I want to build something different.
Yeah.
Like,
No. Yeah, I
I
love
want
that.
that Atlanta hospitality that I got used to. I want that here. It's like we're not like that here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like something really big to me, which is what I was talking to you about Entrepreneur Circle. Like
Yeah.
giving a free space where people can really come and like feel like themselves, like, hey, I'm working on this. I need help with this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because we
like
do
you
need
can't
help with
even,
that. And
yes.
sometimes we are stuck because, and I'm learning this year, I got to start speaking up and asking for help.
Right. Right.
Because I'm not going to be able to move to the next level if I don't
And you
do
just
that.
never know. It might be literally the person next to you that done that professionally. You don't even know because they're doing something else, and that's
Yeah.
what you know them for. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely, absolutely. It's like I was telling, I had a meeting with Huntington Bank today,
Mm-hmm.
and they have several programs for entrepreneurs.
Really?
For funding.
Really?
Yes.
See, I need that the credit stuff. I need it.
I will definitely pass on. Like they have specific programs
I
for
love that.
minority, women, and veteran owned.
Okay.
Where they even have a program where it's when I say a startup,
Yeah.
they will fund your startup. You ain't made no money.
And banks do not do that.
They do not. But the key
Mm-mm.
component is you have to have a business plan.
I love that. Because
Like
that's what I want to teach people people forget about the business plan piece, and that's really
yes.
important.
Well, if you look up a business plan, you're like, I don't know what none of this.
Right.
Like it's confusing. There's got to be a simpler way. Because even when I've looked at business plans, like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, and I love doing business.
Or
plans
even
with
doing
people.
projections. Like, how do you project 3 months of what am I going to do? Like, I don't understand what that looks like.
How? And I don't even know what I'm gonna be making. Yeah.
Yeah. So being able to have stuff like that. So learning that today is like, okay, I got like, I gather this information. so that I can disperse it. But if I wouldn't have been in certain rooms that I would have met him, I wouldn't have been able to have this conversation to be able to share this stuff.
Yep. And that's it. That's the type of stuff that I want to like start working with other people on because we need it. And there's so many entrepreneurs out here these days. Like it's needed. It's needed.
Yeah, and even like you said, not they want to come and do something, but you don't have your business registered. Do you even have a name?
Right. And I've helped people with that,
Yeah.
But I love that part of it too. So it's like I wear
too.
all these different hats, and I actually love it.
Yeah. It's fulfilling to be able to help somebody curate their dream. Because sometimes we need someone else that can help pull what we have out of us.
Yeah.
By asking certain questions.
And I'm that person. Like, did you get this? Did you do that?
No, for real.
And I will follow up. Like, I really will.
Yeah. And that's also why I like Legal Shield because even people forget about that.
I need to get on Legal Shield. Oh my God.
Y'all like how I did that little plug right there.
I need it. Oh my
God. And that's okay. So, not putting you on the spot, but when we need something, why do we not do it? Like, it's just like, what is?
I don't know.
What is that barrier? I want to be able to help ones to get over that because I know it's a need. I need it. I needed it like yesterday. But what is it? Is it the lack of understanding, the lack of education? Is it a new concept?
I think so.
A lot of people, when they think of having a law firm or lawyers, they're like, it's almost scary.
Yeah.
But it's like, do y'all know how empowering that can be? Where you can pick up a phone and talk to a lawyer immediately and say, hey, I got this contractor. I need you to, I have this idea that I want to do within my business. Is it feasible?
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Can I do it legally?
And you know what? For me, I felt like, I'm not ready for that yet. Like I would, if I needed a lawyer, like, I had a lawyer office that I would call and, hey, but I've never really needed that. Thank God my products are like never needing for that. But I think it's the lack of information. Like as far as like, I don't know. Do I use this lawyer for everything?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. It's a law firm.
Yeah.
So you call in, you're going to get a tax attorney.
Yeah.
You're going to get a real estate attorney if you're trying to look at space. You're going to get a contract attorney, trademarking attorney.
Okay.
Because we talked about
all your stuff. Forever to do my trademark. So
right, and you did it on by yourself, and a lot of people try that, but to be able to have somebody do it and walk you through all those steps. I had my one friend, she literally talked to the law firm every week. They knew her by name because she would call in with her business questions, and he was helping her move her business to a different level by, okay, you need to do this. Then when you're done with this, we'll talk next week and you do this. So it's just, they're even able to ask you questions about your business that you didn't even think about.
Right. And I was thinking back to like the trademark part. It was my friend really, like, she knew what to do, but I mean, to have to stay with that paperwork for so long, if they come back, like, then I'm reaching out to her, okay, what do we do with this? Like, I'm asking her. So that would have really worked out. And you know what? I am really going to get that because, I mean, even what I'm about to do with Naturel, like, that could really help a lot of people out. So I think I'm going to indulge. Finally, because it's like, I just think it's the lack of information, though. But I mean, even with how my industry is changing, like the FDA just put out a new law and regulations around
law firms. So I need to know what this law is and how it affects me.
Yes. Like,
and
seriously.
What do I need to put on my label? This is what I already have. What do I need to add or take away?
That's serious.
Because that could result in you spending more money. Again, it's about being proactive because we think we don't need it, but usually we don't need it until we need it.
Right.
Just like from when I was in my really bad car accident, like the guy didn't have insurance. Thank God that my insurance company, I had uninsured insurance. Not everybody has that on their policy.
Right.
If I wouldn't have had that on my policy, I'd have been screwed.
Right.
Because he didn't have the insurance. He's a young 18-year-old kid. They was like, well, aren't you going to sue him? Are you kidding? I'm not about to sue him.
Right.
Like, it's not even going to be, no. But just that, like, if I wouldn't have had that added on my policy, and a lot of times we don't have that, is it going to be $20 more? Yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
Right.
But it would have cost me so much more in the long run. You
See,
know,
we need you. We need you.
it's important.
For
It's about
real.
being empowered. It's about
Yeah.
being able to, like, when you go and negotiate these
Mhm.
contracts, when you're
Mhm.
dealing with suppliers
Mhm.
and they send you something and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna run this by my lawyer.
Mhm.
I know of somebody that did that, and the
Mhm.
lawyer said, you send this back and tell them you will not sign that contract until they take that part out.
Mm.
And you know what they did? They took it out.
Right.
But why would you take it out so easily when the lawyer said that?
Right.
Versus if I wouldn't have said anything because I wouldn't have known any better,
Right.
it'd have stayed in there and it
Right.
would have cost me more money.
Right. That's crazy.
So, we a lot of times we don't trust people, but we don't also trust enough to use the resources
Mhm.
that is available to us,
Yeah.
to help so that you can take that hat off.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about trying to manage everything. You can just call and say, hey,
Mhm.
I'm sending this over. I need you to review it. Or I have this
Mhm.
question. I ain't got time to Google it.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me what I need to do?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
don't get an extra bill. Like, it's all wrapped into that one package. And
Yeah.
it's a game changer for businesses.
It is. It is because if I had it at first, it would have definitely made a lot of things easier. I dealt with contracts with the natural part before it was
Yeah.
natural. Like that's how it was under Boomy. I made people sign contracts. Like, hey, once
Hmm.
like this
No,
is on you. Like,
absolutely.
and this is something that I wrote out.
Hmm.
Like, so it was just like, oh my god, I had one lawyer look at this and was like, okay, if you had, if you use the same one, so guess what? I was printing that out every time. Everybody got to sign the same one because I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have it
And
to
now,
pay
like
him
you
every time. So,
exactly. And now, like you said, with the industry changing,
mhm.
and things are going to keep
Yeah,
changing.
they are.
Post COVID, like that's just
Yep.
going to be inevitable
Mhm.
now. Is things are going to change, and
Yep.
so
That's
important
true.
for us. Like, you want to be able to do what you love, and so if
Mhm.
I can put in my budget
Mhm.
$99 a month
Mhm.
to make sure that I have that full protection, yeah, it's a no brainer.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something definitely to teach entrepreneurs up and coming too, because it's important.
And that's why I'm so passionate about, even the young ones. And that's whenever I talk to people, I tell them,
Yeah.
and whether they take advantage of it or not, it's fine. And I know it's going to be several conversations that I have to have with
Mhm.
them, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a new concept,
Yeah.
and people don't really understand the value.
Yeah.
So it's just, retraining our brains
Yeah.
to not be reactive, because
Yeah.
that's what we're taught to do, is to be reactive. I'll wait till it happens. I'll deal with it then.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but that dealing with it then costs you $10,000.
Yeah. So true.
Yep. So okay, I'll get off my soapbox. No, but I appreciate you coming. This has been so good.
I'm so
Just
nervous.
girl, I don't know why. Are you still nervous?
No.
No, this was good, and I'm so
Thank you.
excited about where you're going and just everything. And I know we're going to be able to partner and connect on some things because
Yes.
we have very similar. We want to see everybody grow and be
Yeah.
happy.
I
So
want to work with you on the entrepreneur circle.
yes,
Like I think that would be like
yes,
the leadership. I think everything
I
would
would
like kind
love
of,
to do
you
that.
know, like it would be
Absolutely.
cool.
Yes, yes. So this has been Melissa Shaw with Our Generation, and you can catch me on YouTube, obviously, and Spotify. And my website is projectourgeneration.org. You can go on there and check out what services we have available. I will be doing several workshops, so please pay attention to my social media. Instagram, Our Generation 19, and then Facebook, Melissa Shaw. Please check me out. And can you let them know your Instagram and Facebook?
Yep. My business Instagram is Boomi Hair Cosmetics, and the personal, if you have any questions about natural or anything, it's Kizzy underscore taught you. Natural is always natural with an E at the end, so natural with the E. And you can find the products on www.walmart.com or shopboomy.com. Shopboomy.com.
I love it. All right, we are out. Let's see if this will let me. Is it not the angle? I don't know. See, now it's not one.